News. All right, we are live. Welcome everyone. I'm Kenny Linden and I'm here in Palmer, Alaska, and we have Waylon Lewis, our founder and CEO of Elephant Journal, who is going to be leading us with a bow as we dive into our very first meeting. It's so exciting to see all of you from all over the world popping into the chat already. So we'll go ahead before we dive into all of the specifics of the Academy. We'll start with the bow. Take us away.
Actually, we've never really met yet, but she went to Naropa University in Boulder, where I'm at, and so he's actually an expert in the bow. Do you want to lead us in the bow and explain what it's about?
I can, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so like Waylon said, I went to Naropa, which is a Buddhist-inspired university, and Waylon is one of the Dharma brats who grew up within the Shambhala Buddhist tradition that Naropa was founded on. So with the bow, it's a moment of mindfulness. It's a way of coming into your body, coming into your room, coming into your space, and acknowledging the people that you're with. And so wherever you are, finding your seat, placing your feet on the ground if you can reach, hands gently on your thighs, taking a nice deep breath. The eyes remain open, which is different from a lot of mindfulness moments or meditation moments, different practices. And as you breathe, lengthening the spine, imagining the heavens above, the earth below, and the space around your body. And taking a moment to set an intention for your Elephant Academy experience and giving it away with respect and benefit for all.
So I'll just say it's great. The bow is, even though we're talking about it, introducing it and doing it together, I'm echoing a bit, Jen or someone, if there's two tabs open. The bow is not a big deal. The bow is like brushing your teeth. It's like shaking hands. It's like hugging. It's not some big spiritual experience. Not that anything's wrong with some big spiritual experience, but it's simply just a human gesture of friendship and respect. It's great to do. My mom and I would do it before and after a meal. It's great to do before and after a meeting. It just provides container and closure. And it's a reminder, like Kenny said, of intention or mission. Why are you here? Why are you doing this? It's not convenient necessarily. It might be really hard. It might be really fun. But why are you doing this? So let's try to remember that for the whole next period of time. Thank you. Oh, and I have a video on the bow, which Jen or Molly, who are watching from above, could put into the comments.
Yeah, so we have staff that are here as well, and we'll introduce them in just a little bit. So that's a perfect segue, Waylon, that we talk about mindfulness a lot in the Elephant Academy, and we'll get to the components of the Academy as well. But we also talk about mindful life being the fifth component of the course, that it underlies pretty much everything that we do. So would you like to talk about high and talk about our grounding and heaven and heart? We'll start there.
Me?
Yeah.
You mean about the Academy?
Mm-hmm.
So I think what Kenny means by high or heart is, so like with the bow, there's three different levels. You're connecting vision with details and the kind of human element or society. Yes, and a reminder, if folks have technical questions about volume or anything technical, ask a question below our videos is where you can ask, and technical support folks will help you there. So please don't ask in the comments. Please ask below the video if there's anything technical going on. So the overall mission of Elephant Academy is kind of twofold. One is to help you find, as you're probably sick of hearing about, but maybe you're not because you actually came, to help you find your path, to help you find your right livelihood, to help you find your joy in your work and your purpose, and to make a living doing what you love, a living and a loving, doing well and doing good. From a heart level or a society level, from a human level, and anyone familiar with Japanese flower arranging, these are the three levels they talk about. Heaven, which is vision or mission, man or woman, human, which is society, and earth, which is the realm of details, like where to ask a technical question. That's a detail, right? And the details are in service of the mission, and the mission is in service of the details of your everyday life. So it's all connected. And in Chinese, I believe that's the symbol for ruler, for queen or king. It's the three levels connected, joining heaven, earth, and human. So the mission is to help you find joy in your work. It's Confucius, or someone said, you can never trust the internet, but I think Confucius said, it was either Confucius or Abraham Lincoln or Mark Twain or Oscar Wilde or Gandhi or Mae West, but if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So it's not that it's easy. As anyone who loves, like Kenny's a parent, you love being a parent, you love your children or child, but it's not always easy, certainly. In fact, it can almost always be hard, but you still love it. So if you love what you're doing, that's the mission of the Academy, and I'm probably prattling on at this point. But then the larger purpose also is it's not just for you. It's not just for me. It's not just for Kenny. It's not just for Molly. It's not just for Jen. It's for society at large. And as we can see, society right now is wonderful, but also roiling in conflict and in invective and in fake news and in very serious issues. But there's a lot of good news too. So how can we be of service to the greater good as well as our local good?
Perfect. Last little segment there with how to be of service to not only our personal good, but to our greater good. We want to encourage all of you to take on a mindful life challenge. Waylon, do you want to explain what our mindful life challenge is?
Sure. So this actually just happened organically like a year ago. We've been doing the Academy for many, many years, and it just kind of organically develops or evolves. So we did a mindful challenge. We always give a choice. So for the next 3 months, we're all here for 90 days. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, till April 25th.
So, you know, my video series is called Walk the Talk Show. So there will be a lot of talking, but we also want to walk that talk. We want to try to do a new mindful thing in our daily life. Are people up for that? Maybe comment if so. Because this is going to be kind of a pain in your butt, but in a mindful, fun way that could actually change your life a little bit. So you're not committing by saying yes. You're just saying you're up for hearing about it or maybe thinking about it. So I'll give you, I always try to think of different challenges, but I'm kind of obsessed about 3 of them. So I think I'm going to do the same ones because I'm still obsessed about them. So the number 1 challenge, and you can do one of the 3. You can do all 3 or 2 of the 3, but don't commit to that publicly. Just commit to one of the 3. So after I present the 3, say which one you're going to do. And if in parentheses for brownie points in heaven, you want to say I'm going to do all 3, that's great. But really don't commit lightly because it's a commitment. So really commit to 1. Okay. So the first choice is no straws. No plastic straws, I should say, for 3 months. So even if you specify no straws, servers, waitresses, waiters, bartenders will bring you straws anyway. It's in the habit of restaurants. So you have to actually, before you order your drink or your water or whatever, you have to say, no straw, please. And you can be Portlandia, you can make fun of yourself about it. But the point of plastic is that it's winding up in our oceans. It never goes away. Fish and birds and all that are.
We see pictures of turtles with straws up their nose.
And then we're eating often them if we eat fish or whatever, and is not good for anyone. Plastic, as we know, is oil mixed with a whole cocktail of chemicals. It's not good for the oceans. It's not good for the whales. Whales often beach, and inside their stomachs you find tons of plastic. So it's heartbreaking stuff. So you can bring your own straw if you're really into straws, like a glass straw. There's really good ones. I think people could put links in for how to find them. One is called like Dharma, Glass Dharma. That's what it's called. We have lots of blogs about it. I didn't see Jen or Molly put the blog or the video with my bow in the sidebar. Can you do that? Can you also put the glass straw challenge or stainless steel challenge? Yeah, and some people like Sukriti, who I got to meet, have already been doing this. So it's not that I'm presenting a new thing to everybody, but for many of us, we're going through hundreds of straws a year. Okay.
Oh, Emily put it
That's
in.
number one.
If you scroll further up in the chat log, Emily's got our link to Waylon's bow video.
Great. Sorry, I just missed it. Thank you. Maybe put it in twice, yeah. And then put in a blog we have about straws, glass straw, whatever, as well as the Glass Dharma link. But Glass Dharma is a company I love, and they're great to support. And then number 2 challenge, this one is even harder, which is don't multitask and use your phone ever for 3 months. So meaning if you're texting, just pull over to the side when you're walking or driving or bicycling or whatever, and text someone and give them your full attention. It actually doesn't slow you down that much because you do it fully, you get it right the first time, you don't have 80 typos that you then have to correct. And anything you do, like as they say in carpentry, you measure 3 times and you cut once. Anything you do with full attention, you're gonna communicate better and there will be less confusion. So part of from a mindful or Buddhist point of view, when we're splitting our attention and multitasking all the time, we're actually not fully experiencing our own life. You don't need to commit yet to any, let's wait for all 3. So I bicycle every day, and every day I see people driving. It's literally the most dangerous thing you do, most of us do all month, right? Is driving a tin can around at 40 miles per hour or whatever. And not only is it dangerous to be but you're endangering the lives of others. As the now widely reviled comedian Louis C.K. said, you're making the decision that your busyness is more important than someone else's life. And we have great blogs on the whole Louis C.K. Me Too thing as well, which you can check out. That's number 2. Number 3 is
Barry says, passionate about this one. My son was hit by a distracted driver.
Terry, love to you and your family. I've been hit, as my mom hates to think about once a year. And I've been lucky to be mostly okay every single time. My bikes have not been okay. My rib wasn't okay once, but I'm still here. So number 3, but this isn't about cyclists. This is about your own mindfulness and enjoyment of your life. And it's about others, but it's really a mindfulness thing. So all 3 of these are moments where you can practice mindfulness in your busy everyday life and actually enjoy your life. Okay, number 3 is going to be different than usual. Number 3 is going to be, it's kind of like the bow, taking your shoes off before you go into your house. Now this is twofold. One, our shoes have poop and doggy doo-doo and chemicals from lawns all over them, and then we put them on our couches and our beds and this and that. So that's the environmental aspect. The studies they did with how much crap is in a bowl of peanuts in a bar. Our shoes are far, far worse, right? But the mindful aspect is it causes you to have to slow down. And believe you me, I take off my shoes. We have a blog on, it's called Take Off Your Shoes on Elephant, if Emily or someone wants to put it in there. But I still get frustrated, especially if I have boots with laces or something. I'm just like, maybe I'll just tiptoe into the kitchen and grab the thing and then tiptoe out. So that's what mindfulness is for. It's slowing us down. And as we know, we lose so much time. Has anyone here ever rushed in and out of your house like 4 times in a row? Look, guys, love to Terry, but let's focus. We only have an hour. So we'll be on parade. You're going to friend each other on Facebook. Let's focus. So number 3 involves
4 times in a row.
Yeah, the question was, has anyone here ever run in and out of your house 2 or 3 or 4 times in a row, forgetting something different or the same each time? So it slows us down, speediness, ironically. And if we slow down, we get present, we actually can have a kind of smoother, more present, enjoyable, and frankly, more efficient life. Ironically, efficiency, speediness, always having to fill the space, like texting at a stoplight, texting when your friend goes to the bathroom. Don't do those things. Just take a deep breath and look around. So that's number 3, is the shoes off challenge. So now everyone say which one you're going to do. Number 1, say straws. Number 2, say multitasking with phone. And number 3, say shoes. And yes, you can do all 3 for extra credit, but really make this a commitment. And that doesn't mean you're going to be perfect about it, but if you mess up, come back to it.
And it's hard, but it's totally worth it. So I started in the academy as an apprentice last January, so winter 2017, and I took on the No To Go Cups challenge, and I didn't use a To Go cup until I think September of last year. I've been able to count on one hand how many To Go cups I've used in the last year. And just
Nice.
having that intention is huge.
Yeah, exactly. And the point of this is not like Portlandia self-righteousness. It's to just be mindful and to enjoy our life more fully and be more eco-responsible, which is something we all kind of can and should want for our children and for our streets, you know, less plastic clutter. Often one of the challenges is what Kenny just mentioned, no to-go cups. That's not one of them, but if you want to do it, it's great. They're bleached. They're plastic lined. You're drinking hot water out of a plastic vessel, which isn't good for you. So just so you know. All right, back to Kenny. And thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
And again, it's optional. So if you commit to one, really do it. This is you for you.
Would you, along with that, Waylon, would you like to define high? And so we had everybody say yes and choose with a number, but would you like to define high? H-A-I?
Oh, yeah. So we have a couple little dorky traditions from the Buddhist tradition that I grew up in, which is instead of saying yes or sure or yeah or uh-huh or whatever, we say hai, which is Japanese, hai. And Trungpa Rinpoche, my parents' Buddhist teacher, really loved hai because it's onomatopoetic, right? It sounds clear and affirmative. So are people up for this? And it's nice to just have dorky little traditions in any kind of summer camp. There he is, Trungpa Rinpoche. It's nice to just have dorky little traditions and that have some meaning. And the meaning of height is you're not saying, okay, I guess. You're saying height, you're connecting. So is everyone up for saying height instead of yes or sure or okay or whatever for within the academy for the next couple months? Obviously in your daily life, you don't have to say height unless you enjoy it. I sometimes say height in my daily life to people who don't know what I'm
Yeah, I mean,
saying.
depending on the intonation, it might just sound like you're saying hi.
Yeah, but even then you're saying height, and there's like some sense of like,
yeah.
So it's kind of great. Okay, thank you, folks.
Great. And along those lines, you might notice that if you've said hi on the chat bar, for some reason, Crowdcast is a little bit wonky that you can't send the same message twice. So keeping that in mind, if it's not letting you actually say something in the chat bar.
You can type it with two exclamation marks or zero
squiggly marks, all sorts of things. So with that, we're going to introduce the rest of our staff. Like I said, I started as an apprentice a year ago, almost exactly a year ago today. And I am our newest staff member in the Elephant Academy. I'm Kenny. I'm one of your academy coordinators. And then we are going to I live in Alaska.
And are you
I am a mommy. I have a almost 16-month-old little monster named Finlo, who is adorable and sweet and climbs all over things right now. And I went to school in Boulder, like Waylon said. So I've never officially met Waylon in person, but I have sat at the same restaurant and at the same bar working on my computer when Waylon was working on his, probably about 8 years ago in college. So
Right.
the things of life that bring you around. So we have a few of our fabulous staff people are going to join us on screen. And Jen, who is our tech wizard, will bring people on screen to say hello. So take us away, Jen.
Hi.
Hi. And this is Molly. Would you like to introduce yourself, Molly?
Hello. So I'm Molly. I think I emailed almost every single one of you over the last couple months. I am your Elephant Academy director, and I am in Minneapolis. I've met Waylon once. Waylon, I think when you met me, your first words were, "You're really small."
Yeah. Well, Molly kind of rules my life in a certain area, and she's as you'll see, you know, she's the reason all of you guys are here, really, because she organizes everything. She's a big presence, and yeah, in a tiny, powerful little.
I am pretty small, really short. So there is that. This is my 6th academy. I counted this morning. I was like, whoa, when did that happen? So it doesn't feel like it's been 6, so, but yay for that, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was an apprentice too. Summer 2016 was when I was an apprentice, and I saw an Elephant Academy call out on, I think it was Instagram, and I was like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to make those, and so here I am. And it's awesome, and I'm so excited to get to know all of you. It's going to be a really fun couple months. So thanks for being here.
Molly is wonderful.
All right, Jen. Yeah.
This is exciting. It's who's going to be on next?
Yep. Yeah. It's like summer camp, first day.
Come on and
yeah, Molly is great.
Yeah, so you will be getting a lot of emails from us through coming months. And here's Jen.
Hey everyone, I'm Jen. Kenny did the spoiler alert already. I'm joining from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada, in the same city where Waylon's mom lives.
Woohoo!
And I'm a recent-ish add to the Academy staff as well. I also started as an apprentice back in fall of 2016. So this is 5 academies for me. As Molly was talking, I was counting on my fingers. So that's exciting. And I'm thrilled to be here, really excited that all of you are here, and can't wait to get to know you as well. So, yay!
Jen is a Facebook wizard. Jen is, I feel like you are everywhere.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I will do the spoiler. Emily will be joining in a second.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jen.
So Emily is coming in a second. She's a grizzled veteran. She's been around for years. She's aged and war weary. She's living in Hogwarts.
It totally is Hogwarts.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily, and unfortunately, I'm not in Hogwarts at the moment. I'm currently in Syracuse, New York, but yes, I mostly live in Edinburgh, Scotland. I just did a master's there and then decided that I did not want to leave. So I'm headed back soon. I've also lived in Boulder with Waylon not with Waylon, but when I moved out to work with Elephant 4 years ago now. So yes, I am old and wrinkly and have leathery elephant skin. I have also lived in Burlington. I saw one of you, I think, said you were from Vermont. So yeah, crossed a lot of paths with you, I'm sure. Let's see, I also started as an apprentice. in January of 2014. So this would be my 4-year apprentice anniversary. And yeah, I think I mostly just want you all to know that there are a lot of editors behind the scenes at Elephant. You'll come in contact with a ton of them, and without fail, every single Academy session, we find on our end that your energy and inspiration and the things that you write for us are just so incredibly inspiring and re-inspiring for us. So just know how much we love and appreciate what you all put into the program, and we are here to support you. I will be working a lot on your curriculum this session, so hopefully that is everything you want it to be and more. And yeah, please give us feedback on that throughout the course. We're always looking to be awesome for you. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to know you guys. This is a big group, so it should be really exciting.
Yay! Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, well, we're not bringing anybody else on, but we have we're going to screen share now. So if Jen could do some screen share magic, we will introduce you to the rest of our, we have one more staff person in the Academy that is not able to join us today. So we'll show you a picture of him, and we could not do this without our TAs. And so we'll give you a visual introduction to your TAs as well. And let's see, I will screen share now.
Yeah, you turn on your screen share. Yeah.
All right. Can you see my screen, Waylon? Great. Yep. So you might have gotten emails from Bill already. Bill Shrum is our technical director, and he's based in Boulder there with Waylon. Bill's fantastic. He will be able to answer a lot of questions with the LMS. You might have received some answers already getting into the LMS, and he is a tech wizard. He is a great resource and a super friendly guy. And then let's introduce our senior TAs. We have a fabulous group of TAs that have their former apprentices over the last couple of sessions who have decided to stick around because, as you can see, we don't like to leave. It's really hard to leave the Academy once we're here. And so we have 3 senior TAs that were TAs last session that are stepping up into senior roles, and then we have 6 TAs that are joining us from last session. So our first one here is Shezarina Moran, and she is in Northern California, in Eureka. And so the TAs don't know this, I stole all of your photos off of Facebook. So that's where these are coming from. And you'll get a chance when we start, we'll send out emails and information on how to choose your small groups. Small groups are pivotal to the Academy experience because it's a great way to get in touch and get to know your fellow apprentices, as well as using your TA as a resource. So you'll get to know these people incredibly well, and yes, they are fabulous. And then we have Donna, and Donna is in Pennsylvania, and she is a wonderful woman. She's been writing for us as well. All of our TAs and our senior TAs have been writing for Elephant Journal, either with the apprenticeship program, with all of our homework assignments and things that prompts that people are turning into actual articles, or have turned into columnists as well, and are writing on a more regular basis with Elephant. And then we have Jen, and Jen's in Virginia. When I first met Jen this summer, she was in Hawaii. She was actually in my small group this summer. So special shout out to Jen. And then we have our new TAs. We have Bill, who is in Boston. Bill is a mad meme maker. You'll see in Parade, we share a lot of our different reach posts and things, our memes, and Bill definitely is on top of that. We've got David, who's in Maine. We've got a lot of East Coast people this session. David, I have read a couple of David's pieces on being an organizer. My former background's with Planned Parenthood, so I have a special place in my heart for organizers and grassroots organizing, especially in this current environment. And then we have Kristen, who's in Georgia, in Atlanta. And Kristen was in my small group this last session, so I just love these people. This is how the Academy brings everybody in. We create a community, we create relationships, and we have an opportunity to move on together. And then we have Libby. Libby's in Illinois, and she is another rock star apprentice who is going to be a great resource for you. We have a lot of TAs from a lot of different backgrounds to be able to appeal to everyone. So we are hoping that, I know Libby had it was a little bit of a harder start at the beginning with some of the technical stuff. And so she's been able to rock it. Even if Facebook is not your thing, it's definitely doable. We have a lot of resources and staff and TAs who are going to help you out. And then we have Rachel in Montana. Rachel is also a meme making master. She managed our Elephant Funny Facebook page this last session and completely rocked it, and increased the page by almost 25%, just shy of 25%, which is huge. And then we have Sukriti, who is both back and forth. She's been quite the nomad over the last year, and I believe she's back in Delhi at the moment. But she is joining us both from the States and from India, which is awesome. I know she's a vegan chef as well. And so get to know these people, reach out to them on Facebook, and use them as a resource. And then we're going to stop sharing. And
so just to underline that, if you're slightly mentally feeble like myself, those folks will be leading the small groups that will be your primary and ongoing, everyday, every hour community. You can touch in with them whenever you want. That's your like safe space for asking dumb questions, quote unquote. They're pretty fun. They're the center of your work. They're like your squad. So those folks are your leaders, kind of.
Yeah, so we'll jump into Facebook a little bit later on, but they're your go-to. They've been through this experience. They have been right where you are, so they are an incredible resource. And use them. Please use them. I know when I was a TA, I wanted questions. I wanted people to come to me. And if you have concerns or any of those things, use your TA. So kind of the Academy structure. So you're here. You've made it to our large group meetings. So we have our Wednesday morning meetings. We'll have a couple off meetings on either different days or different times to be able to accommodate everyone as well throughout the session. If you miss a meeting, we will have, I'll show you in the LMS in a few minutes, how to get to those recordings of the large group meetings, because we want you to get everything out of it. So not only are we joined by apprentices, but we're also joined by auditors. Do you want to speak a little bit about auditors, Waylon, and kind of how we encourage our apprentices and auditors to get the most out of the program?
Well, yeah, so we're also speaking right now with Nixon's silent majority, which is the auditors. So the auditors don't participate live in meetings, but they get access to all of the materials over a course of the year, including this video and this conversation every meeting. So welcome, auditors, to the first session of this meeting. And if you have any questions, auditors have their own group called Elephant Academy Recess. And you can ask all the questions you like. And you can share your articles on Elephant. You can share whatever you're doing in the Academy. Remember, auditors and apprentices are both in the academy. You all who are commenting right now are apprentices in the academy. Did you want me to talk about anything else?
No, that's great.
Okay.
And I think that's a nice, so we have talking about the questions in the sidebar. So we have a couple of meeting format manners that if you have a really specific question, we have a little question bar down at the bottom of the screen that says ask a question. Plug it in there and we will get to it. We try to use the sidebar as chat for in the moment questions that we're asking on screen that Waylon can answer, whoever is leading the meeting can answer. Taking the moment like we did at the beginning of our meeting with the bow to try to, when you're present in the meeting, try to be present. And so being in a focused environment, if you're in a cafe, putting headphones in, and so you can really focus on the content and really be present. Note taking, I'm a note taker, which is hard when you're leading a meeting because I want to take notes, but I can't. And so that's really helpful. I've got a couple of notebooks from my first session that are just filled with notes from the meeting that I go back and reference still.
Did you mention phones?
Phones, yeah. So Crowdcast is a little bit wonky sometimes. It's easiest if you're on a desktop with good Wi-Fi. Obviously, if you can't be, being on your phone, you probably won't be able to interact as much. There will be meetings, especially during writing and editing, where we'll encourage you to get involved with writing prompts. Those are hard ones to do on your phone. And so if you can, being on a desktop or laptop is obviously the easiest. Using Chrome is the best that we have found with Crowdcast. If you have technical issues, we've got a fact document on Crowdcast when you first log in. Please use that, use us, ask a question, reach out to us through the email inbox, either with the Academy team, so academy@elephantjournal.com. You all know that already. If you are having difficulties,
type that, Jen or whomever, type that in the sidebar.
Yeah.
So people have.
Yeah. So if you're having difficulties, try refreshing. So this is, I am married to a software engineer who probably gets this a lot with try turning it on and off again. And it's embarrassing how often that actually works. I know sometimes I have Crowdcast issues where I just have to restart my computer and then it's good to go. Or if you can't hear sound or video quality, sometimes just refreshing your browser helps as well. Yeah, and then staff will be able to help you with any of those questions. So I mentioned the Academy team. If you need to reach out to anyone else for LMS questions, reach out to shop at elephantjournal.com, and we'll post those in the chat box as well. Editorial, if you have any writing questions, write at elephantjournal.com, and with your subscription, support at elephantjournal.com as well. So with that, let's talk about some of the things that we're going to be get to do and get to learn in the next few months. We'll have some VIPs that will join us. Our first VIP is a very special one. She was originally going to join us today, but we'll see her next week. And that is Waylon's mom, Linda Lewis, who in her own right is a fabulous meditation teacher and writing teacher within the Shambhala tradition as well. And like Jen had said, lives in Halifax, Nova Scotia. And then we have a few more. We have Danielle Radulski, who's going to be joining us, and Merritt Muller and Ada Calhoun, who is a writer with the New York Times. She does the Modern Love column, so she'll be joining us during Writing Month. So we have people coming in and joining us too. Waylon.
Yeah, I'll say a little bit more. Ada Calhoun writes for the New Yorker. She writes for all kinds of things. She writes books. She has written some of the most viral articles on modern love, but she's not the columnist. You know, they have different authors all the time.
Thank you.
I know you know all that. And then Merritt Her name is pronounced
Oh,
Marette
thank you.
Mueller.
I've only seen it spelt.
No, you haven't met her. So her name's Marette Mueller, and she was actually managing editor at Elephant for 3.5 years, and she's one of my best friends. She's done a documentary called Tiny with her partner, who's also partner in the film, who's also one of my dear friends. And Tiny was about tiny houses. It was on the front page of Netflix. It debuted at South by Southwest. And then she's done documentaries for Vice and for New York Times. And she's, you know, a young, successful woman in this field, kicking butt and, you know, making a good living doing what she cares about. So she's quite inspiring.
Awesome. I'm really excited. I get just as excited for all of these fabulous people as well. So we have these courses. So we have 4 sections we've talked about a little bit already of the Elephant Academy. So we'll be starting with social media. We'll move into journalism ethics, writing, and then we'll finish and close with editing. Waylon, would you like to talk about why we kind of structure it that way?
Well, yeah, I mean, so, and remember, mindfulness, the mindful life is sort of the through string through all of it, the foundation, the point of this, the mission.
Yep.
So if you're ever like, why do you care about social media? I'm echoing a lot.
Yeah.
If you're, go. I'll wait for a second. Can we turn that echo off somehow? Jen, Emily?
Sounds a little bit better.
No.
Nope.
Yes? No.
I'll plug in my headphones and see if that helps a bit too.
Well, someone must have just be playing their audio. So if everyone put their headphones in, not you guys, just
This is the benefit of live with new
okay, I'm gonna leave and come back.
technical abilities. All right, we'll get Waylon in just a second. I feel like we need to have some sort of sitcom music as we're waiting. Which I am not a musician. I know there's a few that are super exciting.
Now you sound like the
I do. I sound like the Terminator.
No, you sound like the Borg in Star Trek.
Oh, that's even more exciting.
Yeah. So
I just took
nope.
my headphones.
Still echoing for me, guys.
All right.
Kenny, maybe you can refresh.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
We'll refresh.
Yeah. Actually, I think it's okay now. So we do social media first. I'm not actually sure why. Molly or Kenny could tell us. I think because it gives you the ground in how to connect. So it's literally, what is social media, right? Other than something irritating and fun and narcissistic and unstoppable and all that kind of stuff. Social media is a way to connect with people. And that is the fundamental act of writing or PR or building your hobby into your mindful career, or it's basically the ground. It's where we have to start. And a mindful use of social media, that's also successful, is incredibly rare. And that's something Elephant has been able to do. Sound is great, Kenny. Although you might be muted, I'm not sure.
No,
but you know, Elephant has 5 million fans on 60 pages on Facebook. That's 3 times more than, say, a huge corporation like MSNBC. Or we've won #1 in the country twice nationally for environmental coverage on Twitter. That's a big deal. And yet we're independent media. So how do you do that mindfully? How do you do that successfully? So we'll start there. And whether it's Instagram or Instagram stories or Facebook status or Facebook page, or building up an audience so you can get more clients for your ex, or you want to change careers, or you want to invest in your current career, whatever it is, 5 million fans. 5 billion would be too many. I don't think we could handle that. But there's still a ton, 5 million. And then, you know, we've been from 23 million readers to 5 million readers a month. So what else? Then we go into, which one's second?
Journalism ethics.
Journalism ethics is second.
That was the reason
Why is it second?
Okay.
I don't know why it's second, but I can talk about why it's important. So journalism ethics. Journalism ethics to me always sounds like the most boring section. Who is bored of the sound of journalism ethics? Be honest. Anyone? So journalism ethics always winds up, yeah, snore. We got one honest person. Journalism ethics, I challenge you right now, will be probably your favorite section. It becomes everyone's favorite section because it's so romantic and it's so exciting and it's like a dying breed. And basically the translation, we're not talking about media. We're not talking about journalism that you love to hate, which generally isn't journalism, frankly. We're talking about the practice of truth. Who here is watched Aaron Brockovich or, you know, read about the real life story, or who here was alive during Watergate or the Pentagon Papers, or who here is inspired by the Me Too movement? Well, the Me Too movement didn't just happen. It took 10 years of reporting, and it took trying to get people to go on the record and look at the change that is going on in society. Journalism is basically the translation for truth. And if you disagree with that, you're probably mixing up journalism with partisan hackery. Partisan writing, or even if it's good partisan writing that you agree with, is not journalism. So we're going to talk about the art and practice of journalism, which is truth telling. Who here is a fan of truth telling?
No.
Yeah. So, but there's actually a way to do it. So we're going to talk about how to do that. And journalism ethics will inform your social media. Who here is sick to death of of the sort of selfieism, the narcissism of social media? The lies and invective and hate and soapboxing on social media. Soapboxing meaning talking to each other, attacking everybody, but never actually taking responsibility or talking about the whole truth. Journalism ethics is a way to communicate through social media and through your writing and actually create peace on earth. Is anyone here a fan of peace on earth? The notion of it, the idea of it, the reality of doing it, like people like Malala have helped create? Okay, so that's journalism ethics. What's next? Writing?
Writing.
Editing? Writing?
Yeah, and I think with journalism ethics, could you talk a little bit about why we try to stay away from positivity and the like echo chamber of everything's great. We have to be super excited all the time and push away suffering. Yeah. And I think that's pretty ripe in journalism ethics, especially at this point in time. Yeah.
So being just truthful doesn't always mean yes. People love the word yes. But frankly, it's very naive. Who here thinks you should say yes to a sleazy guy or woman who is trying to use you? Anyone? No. So the word no can be quite powerful, but who here thinks boundaries are okay if they're healthy boundaries? So when you redefine it as that kind of thing, in Buddhism you call it the big no. The big no, you go, no. There's no aggression or negativity in no, and there's no necessarily positivity in saying yes, being a doormat. So can we put the blog Idiot Compassion in the sidebar? Everyone, please, if you're a positivity fan, respect, but read Idiot Compassion and you'll see where we're coming from. So the true positivity is being optimistic, yes, is being positive, yes, is being forward-looking, yes, but is having healthy boundaries and an ability to say no when appropriate. And as we know, saying no, closing the door opens another door, right? So idiot compassion is a Buddhist notion. It's not calling anyone here an idiot. It's that our compassion itself can be idiotic sometimes if it's enabling a healthy behavior. So, and keeping someone a child forever. Like if you're a mom and your son or daughter is smoking pot in the basement, I'm total cliche land, admittedly, but we don't have much time. And they're 55 years old and they don't want to get a job ever, and you have to serve them pancakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That could be a manifestation of idiot compassion, where you're not actually helping your child grow up. But we actually do that to ourselves. So it's a great article to read. And then, is that it? And then writing.
Yeah, so that's a nice transition into writing and how we write here at Elephant as well. And writing,
yeah, go ahead.
Yes. No, take it away.
Writing, everyone thinks will be their favorite section of the Academy, and it will be your least favorite. We will punish you with writing challenges. No, right. Writing is super fun. Everyone loves it, and it's fun. And editing, we're running out of time, but writing is there's a lot to it. It's not just writing whatever. It's again writing truth, writing your truth, writing cathartic truth, writing the greater truth, writing the specific truth. And speaking of specific, writing is specific is going to become your favorite word in the world of writing, and cliche will become your enemy, your hated enemy. Okay, so and then editing is actually, like journalism ethics, probably the least sexy of the sections. But if you want to become a good writer, what does everyone always say? What's the first piece of advice that everyone always says if you say, how do I become a good writer? Correct. Read. Read, 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 read. Everyone says that. Is it true? Yes. But no one ever says, and yes, read. Please read. Starting now, no Netflix. Cancel your Netflix and HBO or whatever, and just read. Nothing's wrong with Netflix and HBO. There's great stuff, but read, 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 read. Jump in that tub. Get a daily routine going of reading. But editing is an amazing process of becoming like a, does anyone here do pottery? Shaping words and sentences and evoking, carving. Does anyone here do carving or anything? So it's like a craft. You start learning how to steward words, steward a story into being the best and clearest expression of itself. And that will inform your writing more than anything ever. Right, gardening, painting, watercolor, exactly. Okay, it's analogous.
Yeah, and so I'm going to screen share again because we have a great resource that is going to guide us through all of these courses. It's called our LMS, and a lot of you have been there already. I'll go ahead and share. So this is our LMS. It's our learning platform. And at the moment, I am logged in as Redford Lewis, which is Waylon's beloved puppy. And to show you an idea of what the LMS should look like. So it's our Elephant Academy LMS. When you log in, we have a point system, a gamification system. It will show that you're a learner with your courses, info. You can look at certifications and progress. So your first one is welcome to the Elephant Academy, which you probably, hopefully have dived into already. You'll have a resources section with a library and our videos. And so you'll be able to go and see past meeting videos, and our resources will be where our videos are posted for our past meetings as well. And then we'll have each section. So you'll have social media, and then we'll introduce each week. The LMS will be released on Sunday for the upcoming week, and we'll have it's numbered as 0601, and then 0602 will be the second social media meeting, and then we'll move into journalism ethics, writing, and editing. And then, so as you click into these, you can see welcome to Elephant Academy, and it shows all of your topics, and you can see these are videos with the little film, 11 writing tips from Waylon that you can click in. We want you to write right from the beginning. So part of the benefit of being an apprentice is that you have access to our editors. So submit to Elephant Journal and make sure you have apprentice in your title bar in big capital letters so our editors know that you're one of our apprentices. Right now, start writing now. You don't have to wait till writing month. So use this. You have a year to be in the LMS. Take advantage of all of that time. We also have discussion boards. So we have some quizzes as well within our each one of our courses. And then we have these discussion boards. And we already, you guys are amazing. We already have all of these discussions started we'll have some of our staff will be leading specific discussions around homework assignments and different prompts and things, but get to know each other. Use this. This is your platform as well. And then I'm going to click over to my account in LMS, since I've been here since winter 2017, a year ago. And this is to show you the points possibilities, which I'm not actually at the top. We have, so it's showing Redford's points actually at the moment. So if you click on points, Rachel, who is one of your TAs, is #1 in points. Shez, who is also one of your TAs, is #3. So use these. You get points for completing assignments, you get points for doing quizzes, you get points for logging in. Use the LMS. There is so much information there. If you feel like there's something missing, reach out to us and we will get that to you. You can earn badges. So we have different badges and levels. Use that to your advantage and track your status. As you can see, I am a bit of an overachiever, which I'm glad to see that Shez and Rachel are as well. So use these. You get badges for quizzes and things as well. So that is the LMS. And then I'm going to pop over to Parade. Parade,
Wait,
yes.
Kenny, real quick, can you open the course catalog on the right?
Oh yeah, course catalog. Screen? Yes, good call. So we have the course catalog. We showed you Redford's because mine has all of the courses from the past few sessions. So it gets a little bit confusing. But here in the course catalog, you can click into each one of your courses. We have the introduction and welcome to Elephant Academy, reference library, and videos. So be sure to use this. You can organize it in whichever way makes sense to you. So you can do it by name, date. You can have little tabs. You can show it in a list. So use that to your advantage. And Bill is our LMS master, and Bill will be able to answer any of your specific questions about the LMS. Play around with it. You can add a picture to it. You can see your progress of how well you've done. So Redford has 250 points and is at first level with 1 badge. You can look at it by date.
Profile pic.
What was that?
Redford needs a profile.
I know Redford does. We need to get Redford a profile picture. All right, so you'll have messages. There will be an email with information on making sure you don't get all the email updates from LMS. So look out for that as well. All right, popping over to Parade. Parade is our, most of you have been added to Parade. If you haven't been, make sure you have added myself and Jen and other staff on Facebook, and we will make sure you get there. Parade is where we will be using our common community to be able to share memes. So we talked about Rachel's a mad meme making machine. And this is one that she shared on Elephant Funny. This is a way that we can share and build community. We also, and that's mostly, we'll talk about it more next week about the Facebook challenge. We are at time, so if you guys could stick around with us for a few more minutes, we've just got a few more things that we want to show you. So play around in this as well.
And if you can't stick around, you can watch.
Yes, you'll be able to watch this in the next few days. We'll get the video out to you guys. So you'll get an email with that and we'll plug it into the LMS. So, and if you can't stick around with us, quietly bow out and we will see you next week.
When you bow out, you can just type bow, but maybe don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we also have Elephant Academy. You will all be added to Elephant Academy as well. And this is going to be our community place. So this is going to be the place to connect with TAs, one another, to ask questions, to share the articles that you're writing. So the rest of our apprentices and our staff, we can share those up and celebrate the work that you guys are doing. If you're having a hard time, reach out to each other. Life happens. I had a 3-month-old when I started the academy and I was feeling super tired most of the time, and I was lucky if I had pants on and could put clothes on, then I didn't have to worry about nursing. And so it was a great opportunity to be able to reach out to community because you guys are all here from around the world. You can share questions, you can share other articles that you've read as well. Use this. This is a great space. And then I just wanted to show with your small groups, our small groups are run out of Facebook. So you'll have a private Facebook page, a secret Facebook page, and a Facebook messaging chat that our small groups will run out of. This is the one that I had from the last session. I named it Fantastic Beasts, and here you'll find them. So speaking of Hogwarts. And this is where we do weekly prompts. This is where we share our writing and editing feedback, just to kind of familiarize yourself with what that will look like. And you'll be added to those, and you'll be able to choose your times and TAs in the coming days. So with that, I'll go ahead and stop sharing and come back. And we just have a couple more things. Be sure, please don't Facebook message the Academy team. Reach out to TAs, email us at all of those emails that we reached out to you guys. We have a very large group this session, and so we are working our damnedest to get you into the places you need to be, the information that you need. So please be patient in the next couple of days. We're getting things moving, and reach out to us via email. And then with that, you're committed. You've stepped into this place. You have given up your hard-earned dollars to do this work, to take this journey with us, to see what you can do, to work through whatever life throws at you in the next 3 months. But try to remember to keep 2 feet in. If in the next couple of weeks you're feeling like you can't make that kind of commitment to the work, reach out to us, and we'll chat that out too. Sometimes it's stressful. Sometimes you get behind in the LMS and it's hard to catch back up, but you have the time, you have access to the LMS for a year. So come back to it when you can, watch the videos when you can, think about prioritizing what you can do within the time that you have. And then, Waylon, would you like to talk about going forward, that we have a virtual classroom, that we're kind of entering this classroom learning environment together, but what advice would you give apprentices when they're feeling doubtful, or if overwhelmed or stressed out in the next bit?
Yeah, I mean, you guys didn't come here to get, did anyone come here to get just a little bit of information and not really learn anything and be bored and feel like you didn't get your money's worth? So you will feel overwhelmed. You will feel stressed at times. Many of you already have full lives. You will feel stretched. But I guarantee if you're asking questions, if you're sharing how you're feeling with your TAs and your small groups, and you're asking questions, what do you think is pretty key? Could it be asking questions? If you're asking questions and communicating in your small groups with your TAs and with your peers, you will have a really lovely, wonderful, inspiring time, and you'll learn a lot. And there's an Instagram quote out there probably from an old Academy meeting, but I said, you want to feel a little stretched. You want to feel a little overwhelmed, because that means you're learning. That means you're expanding. It's like, we often think stress is a bad thing, but as I like to remind myself and all of us, stress is what happens to your muscles when you're working out. Stress is what happens when you're breathing and running, So getting stressed out by stress isn't fun. We need to be able to manage the stress and take care of yourself. Eat real food when you're sitting down. Talk with friends. Talk with your TAs in your small groups. Exercise if you can. Take care of yourself. That's incumbent upon you in your life, not just in the Academy. But you want to be challenged, and you're here for a challenge, and we're going to give it to you.
Exactly. There's a term of the zone of proximal development, where you learn best when you're right on the edge of your comfort zone, where you've got 1 foot in, but you're 1 foot out. That really encourages you to push yourself to engage with the work, because we have a ton of information, and we will just continually share that with you, because we're live in the field. This is a working magazine journal, and we are doing this work on Facebook. We are doing this work out in the journalism field, and so you have access to that. And to remember that trying to keep your energy up and taking care of yourself, like Waylon said, it's fun. It's hard, but it's so much fun. And as you can see, that's why we stick around. That's why we have so many wonderful TAs and staff that came out of the academy as well.
Let me add, if you're feeling bored or not challenged, or you're not getting what you thought you were going to get, communicate that too, because we're very responsive, and it helps us know maybe you were expecting something we haven't offered, and we can offer it, probably. So just communicate.
Exactly. There are no dumb questions. I'm a big fan of questions. So please reach out and ask those. And use what you're learning. Take this out into your interactions, take it out into your mindfulness challenge, and bring this into your life as well. Any last insightful, inspiring, go out and roam free as an elephant in our Elephant Academy, Waylon? Before we...
Yeah, I mean, I would just remind folks that it's going to feel long and tiring sometimes, but it's also, get in that routine, because it's actually really short. And like we've seen from the TAs and from the staff, and, people really enjoy this and don't want to leave, and it's going to be over before you know it. So really connect with people and jump in and ask questions and show up as fully as you can. Get involved in Parade, get involved in the Elephant Academy group, jump into your LMS and rack up 100 points, 200 points. Just start.
Try to beat me and Rachel.
And as a first little, not really extra credit, but as a little challenge, Bill actually suggested this. We were having coffee this morning. We just put up a new tool that is basically like you can now tweet basically into the elephant community, or you can put up a Facebook status, or you can put up a poem, or you can put up an article or a photo you took at the Women's March or whatever of your craft. So you can do anything you want. You can use it in any way. I was giving away a chair, and it's called Elephant Now. Has anyone tried this yet? I'm going to assume no, because it's brand new. So please try it, and here's the link.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Waylon. So a couple of
Thank you, Kenny.
time things. End of day Saturday, which is the 27th, we encourage you to choose. Please choose your small groups by then. The link will be sent out in our follow-up email from the meeting. And then in the next couple of weeks, look out for information on the Facebook challenge. And so that's where we encourage you to take on and manage one of our Elephant Facebook pages. We have 60 of them, and not all of them for apprentices, but we give you the opportunity to learn and to apply everything that you're learning in the academy, and especially in this beginning social media section, live in the field. And I think Jen has a link to all of our social media pages, so you can look at all of our Facebook pages and kind of get a feel for them, look over them in the next week or so. And with that,
yeah. So what do people do next? Do they look for an email, or do they know what they're doing?
Yep.
And
we will be sending out an email with all of our recap of this meeting, with information about small groups, with more information about the Facebook challenge. Your LMS will be released on Sunday for the coming week. And so look out for all of those emails, and they are coming to you. If you're not getting email from us, please reach out to academy@elephantjournal.com, and we will sort that out, because emails are the most important communication line for us.
Okay.
Awesome.
And then Parade is also Parade and Academy.
Parade
Groups on
and,
Facebook.
yep, Parade and the Academy, Elephant Academy.
And when do the small groups happen?
They are going to choose their small groups by Saturday. So there will be an email link.
So,
yep, we've got a form. They can choose all. We have different times throughout the week to try to fit into everybody's schedules, to fit into every different time zone. Because I know we have people from Africa to Australia to I'm here in Alaska. So we try to accommodate as many different timings as we possibly can.
Great, thank you. And as you're seeing, someone already asked, but meetings are generally an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Yep. So if you're able to, always reserve that extra 15 minutes.
Yes, if you can.
Okay.
Sorry for going over time, you guys. There's just so much that we want to share with you, and thank you for sticking around. Yeah, with that, thank you, Waylon. It's so exciting.
Thank you. You want to lead us out with the bow?
Session? Yep. And will you lead us in the bow?
Okay. So take a great posture, everyone. Take your best posture of your entire day, and then relax it. Eyes are open. Hands are just flat. They can be kind of like this on your thighs, near your tummy. And connect with the heavens, your mission in your life, and why you're doing the Academy. Connect with the details, checking your email. Small groups are coming, Facebook challenge is coming, your mindful challenge, everything that may feel a little overwhelming. And then connect with your heart, why you're doing this for society as well as for your own life, and give it away. And thank you.
Thank you all. See you next week.